Hello, this is Phase 3 by Alyssa Setzer. Alright, let's start off with what TQA is. TQA is a training quality assurance program. It is a nonprofit organization focused on working with experts in the equine and ranching industry to set industry quality standards and certifications in training and selling horses to the public, as well as working on ranches, feedlots, and anywhere horsemanship, stockmanship, and roping skills are required. These are our Foundation for Perfection worksheets. This tells you all of our processes, information, and everything that we follow with the TQA program. This also has all the definitions and all that we'll be using in our video today, so feel free to pause and look it over. Then we will have the back side. This also has more information for us. We'll be following all of this. That way when we say stage 1, 2, 3, 4, they're back there. Or horizontal direction, vertical direction, all of our definitions are on here, so feel free to pause. We will also go over the main definitions for the words we're going to see in this video. Our first definition is going to be direction. That is when the slack is taken out of the rein. The horse puts the slack back in the rein with suppleness through the pole and loin, and we have vertical direction as well. Then we have willing submission. After initial cue, the horse performs the task on a loose rein with no leg pressure. It is a horse's idea. These are the 8 signs to look for her horizontal direction. Go ahead and pause it and look through them, and I will name some of them. We have a break in the pole, ears stay flat, nose directly underneath the eye. We should not see any white in the eye. When it comes to the loin, we're going to look at the front feet and the hind feet. We're going to make sure that the pole and loin make a perfect C around the rider's leg. The outside hind step will step under the navel. And this is our buddy for today. This is Woodstock. He is a sweetie pie, but he's kind of spicy sometimes. This will be the worksheet we have for Phase 3. We will grade from a -3 to a +3. This is the task completion / foundation side. Feel free to pause it if you need to. We will review, we will lope, we will use our horizontal direction, we will do stage 2, stage 3, and 4, vertical direction, and roping or following a dummy. And this is the first one. We will review our groundwork and Phase 1. Stage 1 and horizontal direction, standing, double, walk, trot, and lope. And we're going to speed through our groundwork right here. He remembers it all. He's a super smart buddy. Now when it comes to this, you want to look at the legs, make sure they're following. Look at the pole, look at the loin. We're watching. Stage 1 should have been a stop, but it did not happen. That is my bad. I am sorry. And we are trying to get him to trot, but he is not wanting to. He sometimes gets a little spicy, especially when it gets cold out. But as you see, we kind of get him going a little bit. And we're going around. See that back foot? That's the one I always like looking for some reason. But he did end up slowing down after the doubling. So trying to get him going. Like I said, he was a little sticky, which can happen sometimes. That's no excuse though. But so for that, I gave him +2 just because he did most of it correct. And then we have 2 lope in a straight line outside. We did not lope because it was a little icy, but we did trot. Although again, we did have a little trouble getting him to trot. We kind of did a slow trot right there, the sitting trot. He stopped and just kind of getting him going. He was a little dull in his sides that day. And it was pretty cold and icy, as you could see from all the gray and white. So we only went as fast as a trot for today. I went ahead and gave him a 0 because he would not stay at the right speed. And then we have horizontal direction, which is the slow and extended trot. We will look back at this video. Again, we're going to see the same thing. This is the slow trot. Ooh, look at that back foot. I always like looking at the back foot. That's just my personal, but we read all the signs, so feel free to watch this over and look at it. I was trying my best to get him to trot, but this day he was not having it. But, you know, we tried. He did do it, and I did get him to trot a little bit at the end. And we tried again, and then we're like, all right. So I went ahead and gave him a -1 because he would not stay in the trot, but everything else was correct. He was pretty sticky with that. And now we have stage 2 with willing submission. Stage 2 is basically backing up, and unfortunately I just have the video of him standing. I think there is some of the walking in the gate opening video though. But I did give him a +2 because I've done it on him multiple times and I've never had any issues with it, just no video. Now we have stage 3 with willing submission, opening and closing a gate. Now when it comes to opening and closing the gate, I'm sorry the video is really fuzzy. I did not know it was fuzzy until it was too late to take more videos. I personally struggle with this, so side passing has always been my weakness, and I've always had trouble opening a gate, but me and him working together just shows how much he makes up for an experienced person or rider. I mean, he was a kind of a little pushy during some of it, but again, that could have been a rider error on his part, or it could have been both of us. But eventually we did get the job done. We opened the gate. He didn't rush in. He kind of was like, eh. And then we opened it some more. I have short little arms. And then we got in and we closed the gate. So we worked together. We got the job done. And I remember last spring, I could barely even understand the concept to do this. So I think we both did really fantastic with it. I gave him a +2 just because it might have been some rider error along with that, and he still got it done. He was a little sticky, but other than that, he was perfect. Now we have stage 3 and 4 with willing submission on a fence. Unfortunately, I could not get him to do a stage 4 without some help, like a lot of help. So here's the stage 3 at least. I know sometimes with stage 4 lately, he's been getting really sticky and not having to do it or wanting to do it and putting up a lot of fight, which is probably why it never got videoed. But we do have our stage 3 at least right here. And on that score, I gave him a 0 just because he did stage 3, but we had a problem with stage 4. And next is vertical direction, which is the walking and the slow trot. This is basically his head kind of going like with the rhythm up and down, vertical. Here's a slow motion of it. There's the walking. Here's the trotting. We see the head go up and down. So he got a +2 because he just did really great. No issues. Now when it comes to accept rope, drag log, track dummy, or track cow if available, I don't have any video of it. It got too late and too cold one day, but he does do it. I have done it with him in the spring in one of our TQA certification shows. He did all of that and was really fantastic. I know another student has used him for the cow class and she's done great with him. So I'm going to give him a +2. All right, now when it came to his temperament side, his self-preservation, fight or flight was pretty low. It was still foggy outside and cold, and he was not really scared. His confidence was really high. If he knew the job, he did it. His sensitivity, I did knock that down because he was getting pretty dull. He did not want to respond. I had to keep adding more and more pressure to get him to go. When it comes to his energy, it was probably about average. It was cold out. He didn't have a lot. He didn't have too little. His willingness was probably a 1. He was willing to do it eventually. And as for his reaction to social separation, it was pretty average. He was pretty good with everything. Thank you. That's the end.